Should you buy the Turbosmart EM series blow-off valve for your Mustang Ecoboost? That question is going to be answered right now. Let's go. So some of you guys are probably asking yourself, if you get a car like this or any turbocharged vehicle, how do you get that whooshing sound from a turbocharged car? Because from the factory, you usually don't get much in terms of that, and they're pretty quiet. Really, the answer is get a blow-off valve. Turbosmart has a couple really good options. They have a mechanical blow-off valve, and they have an electronically controlled blow-off valve as well. That is the unit I'm going to be talking about today, is the EM series Turbosmart blow-off valve. EM series versus mechanical. You're going to see two as an option for the Mustang Ecoboost, at least as of right now, from Turbosmart. And really what the biggest difference is the EM series is fully electronically controlled. So you cannot swap out the springs or the spring inside of the valve to hold more boost or less boost before releasing, as you typically can do on a mechanical blow-off valve. So the plus side though of the EMC is that it's a true plug and play unit. You can take out the stock valve that's in there in the car that comes OEM and plug this one in, 3 bolts and a wiring harness that clips together, and you can have that awesome blow-off valve sound with really good build quality and kind of peace of mind knowing that that's a great piece and you shouldn't have any issues with it. For me though, I have the EM series because one, I wanted something easy to use. At the time, there was no tune on the car. So I wanted to get that blow-off valve sound, but I didn't necessarily care for making sure I had the right spring installed at that point in time, and so I was okay with the plug-and-play unit, and that's what I got. All right, so some of the pros of the Turbosmart blow-off valve, EM series or the standard mechanical valve, is the build quality is really good. They're all metal build quality. So you'll have that as a plus. The standard valve that's in the Ecoboost is all plastic. So it's kind of a nice upgrade just in that sense. The second huge perk is you get that blow-off valve sound. And this is a recirculating blow-off valve. So what that means is that half or about half of the air pressure goes back into the intake system, back to the car so it can register that. So it stays within the system, half of the air. The other half is vented to atmosphere, and that's what gets you that blow-off valve sound. Now the only con that I really have for this valve, and it's a fixable con, but a con nonetheless for me, is on the highway, you'll get, at certain points, if you have cruise control on and you're just going down the road at 70, 75 miles an hour, typically 75 is where I find this kind of happens, but you will find that the valve will start releasing a small amount of air, and this could be due to meeting certain emission standards, just the ECU trying to control the amount of air that it has in the system at that point in time. So you'll hear like a hissing sound for a few seconds at a time, then it'll go away, depending on the load that the car has on it at that point in time. On cruise control, you don't have much there typically, but if you go up a slight incline there, it puts a little bit more load on the motor, and that whole system, you'll hear a little hissing sound. Now that can be resolved with a tune. You can have that shut up and closed with a tune, but you'd have to get a Pro Tune for that. Stock car, even Cobb Stage 1 at least, won't do it. So, not a big deal. Cool sound, so I don't mind. Now let's get you some footage of what the valve sounds like in action, and we're gonna put that in right now. So let's take a look. right, guys, so you were able to hear the sound from outside the vehicle. Hopefully you could hear the sound inside the vehicle, and hopefully that gives you a little insight into what this valve does and what it offers you. Personally, to conclude, I think it's an awesome option if you really want just a plug and play unit. Nothing to really mess with. You got 3 bolts and that wiring harness to worry about, and the ECU controls the rest. So guys, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it, and hopefully this helped you guys out. So if it did, please like down below. Feel free to subscribe for more content just like this, and until the next one, have a good one. Bye.